Hey, let me wipe off my glasses. Wipe off my camera because it's a little foggy. Okay, how y'all doing? I need something to put my camera up on because I'm trying to make me some potatoes and eggs. My classic dish. All my friends, they come to my house for potatoes and eggs. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know what I do. I've been making potatoes and eggs for 30 years. Home fries and eggs is what we call them. You won't need to have no bacon. You won't need to have no anything. Man, we had class every night. We've had class, but I'll send you some stuff. Somebody's asked me some questions. Someone said don't use the eggs at this time. Oh well, I'm using eggs. My belief system is really strong, so if I believe I'm gonna eat some eggs, I'm gonna eat some eggs. But anyway, eat some of them baby chickens. Nyla, I'm on a live. Thank you. So anyway, I was just watching a video. I'm gonna talk about some of the stuff I was talking about with these hybrids and etc. But I was watching a video just now on TikTok, and this girl was talking about how Gucci Mane, she used to work in a strip club, and Gucci Mane and his wife came in there, and he looked so robotic and stuff like that. And I was saying, God damn, black folks don't know shit about psych drugs. Like, y'all don't know anything about psychological medication. The man said he was schizophrenic and bipolar. They said he doing better. You know why? Because he's on psych medication. That's why. And people don't know shit about psych medication because psych medication definitely will have somebody not looking like the person that they was before. And my thing is, this is how toxic black folks are. You want them to be like the person they was when the person they was crazy as fuck and hurting people and all types of shit. And then when they walking around here a little numbed out, you like, oh, you losing your shit. Which one do you want? I know me perfectly because I am I'm neurodivergent. So I'm literally like that all the time. So I have no problem with you looking like Dr. Spock. I don't care. It's better you be Dr. Spock than to be Dr. What's his name? Dr. Jekyll. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I was going to say, hybrids. So, the talk of the town, if you haven't been paying attention, the government for the last 2 years have been talking about disclosure, right? And because some of y'all are just really so Neptunian in the mind, y'all all be thinking that disclosure of aliens is like they just descend out the sky and we are here type shit. No, disclosure has been going on for a minute, like right in front of your face. You know what I mean? And it's really, they're really triggering the intellects, the people who, the question, the people who are a little bit, you know what I mean? Like question things, because those are going to be the people that are going to pick up on it the quickest. Everybody else, they so internet out, social media out, they so filtered out that they couldn't tell an alien hybrid if it came up and scratched them in the face with some long nails. You know what I mean? Like, that's like really where we are. Some people are so in the matrix that they cannot tell these things. Like, they don't realize. So what they do is they put out more and more and more information. It's like feeding you more and more and more, and seeing if they could step out of the closet more and more and more, right? They want to see if it's safe to step out. If we show them a little bit of this, how they going to react? If we show them a little bit of this, how they going to react? They've been doing this shit for the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Last couple of years. And the common consensus is y'all ain't going to react no kind of way because y'all... Sorry, y'all. I got somebody calling. Y'all ain't been paying attention. Y'all don't even give a fuck at this point. So guess what's going to happen? Then now they can come out and they could be more free and more open to exposing themselves to you. You know what I mean? Like, really. Because it don't even matter, like, anymore. Like, yeah, it's not a scary thing because y'all ain't even paying attention. It's like it's just regular shit. You know, that's just what it is. It's regular shit. These people like walking around here like clear. People think that just the quote unquote the aliens, which they're not really alien because they've been here, but the aliens, they think that they're all just looking like straight up Zeta Reticulins and all of that. You don't understand. It's during the 50s, the 40s, and even before that, they have been breeding hybrids for a very long time. They have been abducting people. They have been impregnating people. They have been breeding hybrids for decades. What do you think these hybrids are? What do you think they are? So you think they're just somewhere, la, la, la. What do you think these hybrids are? They have been breeding hybrids for a long time. And actually, they bred hybrids even longer, thousands of years ago, etc. You shouldn't trust nobody. Nobody asking you to trust. But the point of the matter is you do trust. Y'all trust everybody. Because if you didn't trust people, you wouldn't be on Meta. You wouldn't be on Facebook. You wouldn't be on Instagram. You wouldn't be on Threads. You wouldn't be on none of these things, trusting them with the power over your psychology. So just throw the trust thing up in the air. You just throw that away. Because you trust a lot. You trust who you want to trust. You trust who you're energetically drawn to trusting as well. So that's not even, and some of us are hybrids too. And really, absolutely. But you have genetics that takes over. You know what I mean? You got, just like in cardology, certain people, certain cards are programmed. Every card is programmed to do different things differently in the way that they're programmed to do it. Same thing with hybrids. You may have hybrids that a particular energy is more present in them than another energy. But these higher, elite Draconian hybrids, they know how to push buttons in theirs. They know how to, if this hybrid is veering a little bit too much to the right, they know how to push the buttons to bring you back to the left. They know how to do these things. They know how to raise their children a certain way so that they're going to be in full allegiance to their plans. And I talk about it, and I mention it, and everybody picked up on the fact that there was something wrong, something different about Charlie Kirk's wife. She's very draconian. And she's up there with the Draconian elite. That's like obvious. She walked up right to your president and hugged on him, who is up there with the elite as well. And they have been the ones that have been keeping him alive. That man should have been dead. They'll tell you they have him on a cocktail of IVs and all this other stuff. This is the stuff that these Draconians can do, well, quite easily. Right? Quite easily. But when you are no longer useful, then there's no need to do all of these things to try to keep him alive. One of the things that the spirits always told me is that America is neutral ground. The spirits always told me that this was a neutral playground, a playground where we experiment with freedom. We've literally been one of the most, quote unquote, free countries in the world, even though we have our slavery and we had this and we had that like everybody else did. But we literally have been one of the most free countries to experiment than anywhere else. That's why so many things came out of here. So much, quote unquote, innovation and different things. We are another experiment within the larger experiment. Right? But the question is also, are we going to, and ultimately go back under the system and choose their draconian way of being versus a more homogenized way of being? How can we get along with if we can't get along with other races, how are we going to get along with other breeds? How are we going to get along with the Galactic Federation? How are we going to get along with this and get along with that? You got to experiment with those things first to see our capabilities. So this is another experiment. But the experiment is getting real now, because now their real draconian nature is coming forth. The draconian nature is less emotional, more harsh when it comes to humanity, right? So look at where we are right now. People, they're talking about taking away people's health care, talking about taking away people's social services, all of these things that quote unquote make us human, right? So guess what happens when you take those things away? You strip those necessities away from people. That's what they want to see. Because they want to bring out the draconian side of you. They want to bring that out. But they're not the only in the universe. You have all different kinds of beings. I introduced you to Charlie Kirk, the Zeta Reticulin hybrid. Relatives of the Greys. Charlie Kirk is one of the most funniest looking white men ever. Big head, little eyes, close together. He looked like a cartoon character, right? He looks like a Zeta Reticulin. That's what he looks like, because he is a Zeta Reticulin hybrid. So he's not a Draco hybrid. He's a Zeta Reticulin hybrid. And the Zeta Reticulins were under the power of the Draco at one point. And look, he was under the power of his wife, a Draconian hybrid. And they eliminated him. They eliminated him in a very draconian way. Clean, sharp, hardly no blood, right in front of thousands, hundreds of people. It was a clean kill. It wasn't a marksman kill. It was a draconian kill. Didn't touch nobody. Didn't hit nobody. It was fast. It was clean. They whisked everybody away, and guess what? There was no autopsy. Why was there no autopsy? Because you think they're going to do an autopsy on a Zeta Reticulin hybrid? And you think that they're going to publish that to the world? No, they're not. That's why there was no autopsy. So, you fucking around in a world of hybrids right now. You fucking around in a world of some shit that's way above your pay grade. And those are the things that are going on right now. That is why there's increased ships flying around, orbs. All of that. Planes are downing. They're trying to keep you out of the sky because they're doing their thing right now. They're coming out the closet. So, nice Halloween stuff, right? It's like the stuff of horror movies. Scary. What is it going to look like? I didn't put on thing. Can y'all still hear me? Hopefully you can still hear me, but that's where we are. This is Pluto and Aquarius, baby. Pluto and Aquarius. This is the introduction to other species. Species that live amongst us is where we are right now. We're in that level of the game. And that is being introduced and being aware and not feeling like You're crazy now. Saturn's in Pisces. A lot of people dealing with mental health and all of this other stuff. But now, guess what? It's free to talk. It's free to talk again. It was a period where it was not free to talk about these things. If you talked about these things, they would say that you were crazy. They would say that you were having mental problems and all this other stuff. But now you're free to talk about it because we have arrived here. We have arrived into the integration of this, into this new reality. That is where we are. A lot of us already knew about this. I talked about this years ago. Years ago. I used to talk about this all the time. Nobody called me crazy though, because I'm smart. Y'all don't know what my hybrid is. But nobody talked about this types of stuff. But I talked about it. A lot of people I was around talked about it. And now we're talking about it again. So it's like not new. You're like, what is Aquarius Maximus talking about? She's not talking about cardology right now. She's talking about some other shit. Because, we came giving you some shit so you'll listen to the real shit we got to talk about to prepare you. So, anyway, y'all, let me get back to cooking my potatoes and eggs, my home fries and eggs. I am doing mini readings tomorrow. You can hit me up to book one for tomorrow. But I'll talk to you later. And I'll also be going on live on Sov this week, talking about Sov states, talking about network states, and talking about how we could still do what we need to do as a part of the Galactic Federation and creating our own cities and statehoods, sovereign spaces, and all this other stuff. That's still a part of the plan. So, But anyway, y'all, peace.